call them out.
Okay, boy, I saw a lot of people getting called out here over the weekend. It was pretty insane. One of the things that people were trying to make stick that I just don't know if I see it. Did you see how Morgan Wallen left the Saturday Night Live stage?
Yeah, he just kind of left. I don't think he did it on purpose to insult anybody.
If you saw the end, they do the credits where they have the overall host and the musical guest, and that's what it was. The girl that was the host, and then Morgan Wallen, the country star, was standing next to her. And afterwards, she says goodbye, and they kind of wave, and then the credits start to roll, and he, turns over to her, says something, kind of gives her a half hug, and then he just walks off the front of the stage and kind of leaves, and you got the whole cast behind him, and they're all chummy and they're talking to each other, and everybody's like, oh, look at Morgan Wallen. He bailed, trying to make a big deal out of it. As I was reading the comments, it really felt like it was people who either know Morgan Wallen and like country or who do not. And
everybody's got an agenda.
Yeah, so a lot of the people who were just SNL fans were all over Morgan Wallen, how tasteless it was, and they didn't even know who he was. They're like, is this a guy that, drops the N-word and throws chairs off balconies and that's it? And they're like going, so why is he even on the show? Like, why would you even have this guy on the show? And that is a good question about that. And I think the answer is that this guy made $300 million on his last tour, and he's got a really good following in a popular musical genre.
And he may not like them either, but he likes the venue and the worldwide stage of being on SNL.
Right. So, it probably was what it was. I did see one of the promos, and this is even before the show was on Saturday night. And it was a promo where you had the host of the show and then you had one of the SNL stars. And they're all talking, and he didn't get a line. So he's just kind of standing there at the end. He's kind of like rolls his eyes, and it was like, okay, why am I even here?
That's probably what happened. The cast probably doesn't love him because he dropped the N-word and because maybe his politics.
Yeah.
I don't know. What side is he on? What side are they on? Like, they might have not liked each other. And then at the end of it, he might have just been like, all right, I'm out.
Yeah, and he was getting blasted, too, because at the end, he'd posted a photo of his private plane, and he said, get me to God's country. Like, basically, get me the heck out of New York City, and I want to go back home to Tennessee.
All these liberal fancy pantses.
Yeah, right.
It's probably just a matter of people don't like each other's core politics and personality.
Yeah, to me, I think, just take it for what it is. Yeah, he probably doesn't click with the cast, and he's there to just do his gig, and it's all good.
Why is he going to stick around and be chummy and hug on people that don't like him?
Right.
And the people that don't like him probably don't want him to stick around either. They're probably, get the hell out of here. You dropped the N-word. We don't like you.
Everybody's probably good with it. Exactly what he did. But yeah, people trying to make a thing out of that, which I didn't think was anything.
It's not.
I did see this video, too. There was this woman that was a little bit upset. And I assume I only know of one brain drain, and that would be right here at our local rapids.
The brain drain.
That is the one that Jaybird and I crawled backwards down because we're too scared of heights. Too big of wimps to go up on the brain drain.
Maybe you were just on your menstrual cycle that week and you didn't want to go in the pool.
No, I'm always a sissy. And this woman was kind of calling them out because they have a weight limit on the brain drain, 300 pounds, and she was not happy.
This is what we're doing now. This is what we're doing now. I am in shock, and this is not American. This is not American. This is not right. This is not right.
Okay, so she was showing that it does have the 300-pound weight limit.
Well, maybe it's because of the architecture of the machine, like the slide itself.
Yeah.
Maybe they've tested it and they know that that's the limit that it can handle or safely handle where they don't want to become liable.
I think you need this. I mean, you remember the kid that was too big for that ride in Orlando?
Yeah.
And they didn't say anything, and he was, past the specs on that, and it cost him his life, and they should have said something. The only thing I guess that you could say in this, does it have any validity that you need to have rides that will accommodate people of larger sizes, even if you're talking in excess of 300 pounds.
And they do. There are other rides that will accommodate people of all sizes because they don't have at the brain drain, because I've ridden it, I'm not a wuss. At the brain drain, you go up there and you get in this capsule and the floor, the bottom of it falls out. Like it releases you. Maybe it's got a weight limit because if you go on that floor and you're over 300 pounds, you'll break through the floor.
Yeah.
It's for your safety.
So I would guess that that's exactly what is going on with that. But yeah, she's trying to call that out.
I don't think they're doing it because they want to fat shame you. I think it's about safety.
And another call out here is about watching, drinking, or consuming anything inside of an Uber.
My friend was roofied by her driver in an Uber black car last week in Los Angeles, and this video is to warn the women of Los Angeles. Her driver offered her a bottle of water, a sealed bottle of water. She took one sip. Within 2 minutes, she noticed noticeable changes. Her mind starts racing while her heart rate in her body is like completely relaxing. She knows exactly what is happening. 15 minutes from that first sip of water, she's no longer able to form sentences. My friend is okay. She did flee a moving vehicle. Don't eat or drink anything from a driver, even if it looks sealed. And to always stay vigilant.
Wow, that is crazy. So it had a seal on it.
Right.
I guess you could. You could make your own little plastic seal and then reheat it with a hairdryer and make it look like it was a sealed bottle of water.
Or maybe you could take, because I think it's a liquid, it's clear. So you could probably take that through a needle, and you could probably, a syringe, and put it into a sealed water bottle that way.
Dang.
So you don't actually put the stuff in that way. So if you did it at the top where the water isn't, it wouldn't leak. And then maybe when you're drinking, it wouldn't be enough. It just get it in there.
That is crazy. But
Yeah.
yeah, now you can't even take anything from the Uber drivers.
Yeah.
You can't take anything from anybody you don't know.
Something to consider.
Wow.
This is how we do. It's the KBJ Show.